Hey Geek, so I just got back from a long trip to Asia, and specifically from Laos in Southeast Asia. And well, I really feel different coming back here. And the best way that I could explain it is reverse culture shock. Now, you might have heard the whole term of culture shock, where you go to a different country, the culture is different, and if you've never done it before, you are going to be in shock. And that's exactly what happened to me whenever I decided to travel to Asia. I traveled for about 3 months, and then that ended up becoming 6 months, and now it's been about a year of me traveling in Asia and then coming back here, United States, back and forth. But now that I've come back here and stayed longer, and having been back and forth, I really feel this reverse culture shock. And if you don't know what that means, it's like I live here in the United States pretty much my whole life. You know, I came to the USA from Laos when I was young with my family. We escaped from our country. And, you know, being here for so long, you have the American culture, okay? Even though ethnically I am Laos, I am Asian American, our culture here is American culture. So for most people, they're gonna have the American culture, even though we still have cultures from our ethnicities and our countries as well. So being back here and having experienced Asia to Malaysia, Thailand, Laos, to Tokyo, there's so much difference. Just coming here in America, the airport, and just seeing, well, a lot of different types of people, okay? And what I mean by that is, as we all know, the US is a lot of different cultures and ethnicities. You know, they call it the melting pot, right? But in Asia, obviously, most of the people there are from Asia, okay? And so I was kind of used to seeing a whole bunch of Asians. And at the same time, there are different types of Asians that are traveling. You know, if you do travel to Asia, especially to Southeast Asia, you see a lot of foreign travelers from China, from Korea. That's probably going to be some of the largest populations. And they're actually, especially Chinese, they're a lot larger population of Chinese tourists versus American or European, but you will see Americans and Europeans as well. So that was the first culture shock, is coming back to the US, just seeing so many different ethnicities and cultures. And then also, you know, in the United States, at least for me, it seems very busy when you come back, especially if you're in a big city. But in countries in Asia and Southeast Asia, especially the larger cities, it is chaos. It is busy in a different way. Whereas over here, it's just like people are just busy, okay? So let me put it that way. The people are the biggest difference that I've seen. You know, obviously the cultures are different, but just in the way that people act with each other, communicate with each other, talk with each other. And that's probably the biggest thing, you know, because when you're in Asia, at least for me in Southeast Asia, even in Japan, you know, it's just so much different communicating with people there. Like for example, when I was in Laos, me being Laotian, it was really easy for me to talk to people and communicate with people. But even when I was in Malaysia and in Thailand, it was a lot easier to just talk to people, you know. In Japan, it was a difference. It wasn't quite as easy, but I found it easier to just talk to people in Asia. You know, I think people overall, in general, the cultures in Asia, they're just more welcoming, if I could say that. They do like to definitely, I would say, make you feel welcome. And at the same time, there's just a certain level of respect, especially when it comes to elderly people. So this is something that I've learned being, you know, a Laotian, being Asian myself. We have those things in our culture, but it's on another level when you go back to Asia, okay? And so I miss that a lot. I miss going outside. When I was in Laos, you know, that's where I spent most of the time, and there's just people everywhere, and people talk to each other. You know your neighbors, you know, whereas when I'm here in America, you know, I had a house and for years, I only know like 1 or 2 people, or even in an apartment, and people just don't, most of the time, just don't randomly talk to each other, you know what I mean? Whereas in Asia, it's normal. And I think that is going to be the biggest difference, the biggest culture shock, I think, for people who are traveling there for the first time. It's just the fact that you get to talk to people, and people are open to talking to you, communicating with you, making you feel so welcome. And for me, that was probably the best thing. Whereas when I'm back here in the United States, and I know if you've lived there for a long time, you might feel a similar way where you feel more isolated. Even though you have like a larger population, at least in certain parts of Southeast Asia, or the United States is 300 plus million people, but that's nothing compared to like China or India, you know? And in some of the largest cities in Asia, they're like massive. You know, when I was in Tokyo, there's 14 plus million people. But with all that being said, just because you have a lot of people, it doesn't mean that you're not gonna feel like you are isolated, okay? Like you feel alone here in the United States. And even when you have family, you know, you have relationships, you have kids, it still feels a lot lonelier here in the United States because we're kind of like, you know, raised in a culture where it's very individualistic, you know? So it's like my life is my life, and you know, even though we do have family and friends, it's not the same. And that leads me to the other big thing, is this whole value system in Asia where family is pretty much the highest value for most people in Asia. And I absolutely love that because almost everything kind of centers around the family. You spend a lot of time around family, not just your immediate family, but cousins and so forth, but also your life in general. It really is centered around the family. And for me, I love it. There are definitely some cons because sometimes it could be a little too much, but at the same time, you just feel this whole sense of warmth, and you feel supported, and you feel that love, you know. And if you are like me, where you went back to your home country, your motherland of Laos, I have like probably hundreds of cousins and stuff like that, you know. So it made it even easier for me to feel like I wasn't alone, and I always had people who loved me and that I loved them. And I can't tell you how wonderful it is. And because everything is so centered around a family, I just feel you have a lot closer relationship, you know, with family when you're there in Asia. Whereas in here in the United States, sometimes even if you live in the same city, you might not see each other as often. And if you live in different cities or states, you might not only see each other like a few times a year during the holidays, okay? Whereas in Asia, or you know, in Laos, where I spend most of my time, we'd see each other almost every day. So that is another reverse culture shock thing, just having to get used to just, you know, being alone in some cases, or feeling alone. Let's just say that. You could have other people around you, but you could just feel alone and isolated. And then the other thing is, coming back here is, well, things are so expensive here. That honestly is probably as big as the whole people thing. The costs of things in the United States is absolutely insane. And you won't really know that until you travel to other countries. And Asia right now, specifically Southeast Asia, is probably going to be where you're going to get the most bang for your buck, meaning that your money, especially if you're from the US, is going to go a lot further, and it's mind-blowing, you know, mind-blowing. And obviously people who live in those countries, they are, you know, not living in like the same type of money system that we are, obviously, and so they could earn way less than you. But what I've noticed is their quality of life is so much better. And because you have American dollars, you're actually rich in most of these countries. And so because of that, your overall experience, from my own personal experience, is absolutely insane. It's amazing. I mean, of course, you know, you are very, I would say, very grateful for what you have. But whenever your money goes so far, you could live a completely different life. Because when I was ever in Asia, I got to do things that I would not have been able to do here, at least not at the level that I was doing over there. So basically over there, almost anything that I wanted to do, I could do. And more importantly for me, I could share those experiences with people that I cared about and loved. You know, whereas over here, you kind of have to really think about that, you know, like even going out to eat, like how much is it going to cost? And then if you're far away, you have to think about time and the cost of the gas and parking. And yeah, it's just a lot when it comes to cost of living. Your housing is crazy expensive here. And then medical stuff, man, there's like no comparison. You know, for most of us, one single health issue could absolutely wreck our entire life, even with health insurance. Whereas if you're in a place like Southeast Asia, if you have US dollars, it is just insanely affordable and sometimes downright cheap. I had gotten to an accident in Thailand, and I did kind of hurt myself. I ran my bike into a wall, a motorcycle into a wall, and I was able to see a doctor, x-rays, medication, and I was able to fix the bike itself. And I think it cost like around 130 US dollars. No insurance, no nothing. I didn't have to wait much at all. I just went to this clinic and I was able to get in. That would not happen here in the United States at all. And if I had to break it down further, around $90 of it was for the clinic, the medical checkup, x-ray and stuff, you know, whereas the other 40 to 50 bucks was to fix my bike. That just blows my mind. And I think once people experience something like that, and also combined with the cost of living stuff, you just can't go back. Whereas now that I'm here, it's like, I don't even feel like going out and eating because it costs so much. And at the same time, I'm like worried about health, you know, something happening to me and it's gonna cost a lot of money. You know, you always have that in your mind, you know, the health stuff is on the back of your mind unless you already have health issues. But the food stuff is at the very front because all of us have to eat. And I just can't enjoy the type of eating lifestyle that I'm able to when I was in Asia. And that leads to another thing, like the food quality, at least for me in Asia, was just incredible. Best food, best variety, and I would say overall quality just was so amazing that I was getting not only better tasting food and more variety for me, but the quality of the food. I felt a lot healthier eating there in Asia. Whereas here in the United States, it's more about the convenience, I guess, efficiency, and these companies, you know, putting out food that is not the healthiest and just making as much money as possible, you know, off the food that they're providing. Whereas in Asia, it seems to me like, you know, you're just getting really good food for a very, very reasonable price. And so that people could actually, I would say, not only enjoy their food, but also live a healthier life, you know. And another thing I noticed is, and depending upon what country you're in Asia, but for the most part, people are very mobile, they're physical, you know, they go outside, they talk to people. More of the people are out in nature versus here in the United States where most people are inside their homes, you know. And yeah, I really don't like that. You know, like I'm walking out here and I'm probably the only person here. Whereas when I'm in Asia, like there's always people. There's always people. And man, I wish there was just more people. And then also other things that hit me right away is, you know, whenever you come back here in the United States, especially if you watch the news, it's really a horrible experience. It's very depressing. It's very stressful, divisive. You know, there's just so many things that just come into you when you're here all the time, whether it's through the media or social media or whatever. It's always meant to divide you, you know, whether it's politics, race, religion, money, sex, or whatever. It's just not good for your mental and emotional and just overall stress and health. Whereas in Asia, that's not a priority for most of the Asian cultures. You're not hearing all that stuff all the time. And so it allows you to focus on things that are more important, mainly the people that you're with and the life and experiences that you're having. And so that was something that I really noticed right away coming back. And then other things, and these are really important things for life, is the overall amount of crime here and violence in the United States. Now, obviously this isn't everywhere, but there's just a whole feeling of not feeling safe here in the United States. There's just a lot more crime here. And some crimes, they're related to theft and stuff like that. But some crimes are more violent crimes and murders and, yeah, just really bad stuff. Whereas in Asia, I never felt that. That's not to say there's not crime, but man, I felt so safe in Asia, in Japan, and I think that's a wonderful thing. And especially for families. Families just felt safe to just go outside, be with their families. Their kids can be by themselves for the most part, and they don't have to worry about the things that we have to hear. And all of those things and maybe more gave me a lot of culture shock, and honestly, I really miss Asia. Of course, I'm really happy to be here back in the US to see my family, but other than that, I really miss Asia. And in Laos, I have a lot of family there, so yeah, I can't wait to go back. I'm actually going back again to Asia. And if you're somebody who's thinking about that, to going to Asia, I would say do it. You will have culture shock, and whenever you come back, you will more than likely have reverse culture shock if you stay there for a long time. And I think it's definitely one of the best experiences you could have. But at the same time, it could cause you, maybe like myself, to really be a little bit sad. I really miss Asia, I miss Laos, but yeah, I'm ready to go back and have culture shock again in Asia, but in a good way. So if you actually had any thoughts on this, leave it in the comments area below. If you've gone through reverse culture shock yourself, let me know your experiences. And if you did want to see more of my travel videos, I do have a playlist, and I'll have another video up here somewhere as well. So as always, if you did get value out of these videos, share, like, and subscribe. I'll see you on another episode.